All right, Abzan Hero. This is one that I'm sure we're going to be tweaking the details on as we go. One card I will say, so I played a couple of matches with this off stream between last night and going live today, and this card really impressed me. Like, we have so many planeswalkers that people need to be attacking, so like 3-mana Lightning Helix is like pretty okay, especially when it triggers Hero, and like the fact that like this triggers again past that to generate like 10-point life swings in some instances is huge. I think this card's really awesome in general. The fact that this card can basically just be more copies of Seraph of the Scales, I think is a big deal. So like you play your Seraph, they kill it, you could just like play Sorin the following turn and like trade him for the Seraph back out of your graveyard, which is a big deal. A Johnny randomly letting our creatures play at offense and defense simultaneously while also allowing to make our board bigger when we go wide. I could see a world where 2 Ajani is better than the 3 Tristani, 1 Ajani split. But at any rate, let's dive into some matches and see how it feels here. So it's pretty close to just being a Super Friends deck. Yeah, it is. It's got a ton of Planeswalkers in it. For sure. Oh yeah, that's a fair point. I see people talking about wild cards in chat. I feel like I should probably prefix before we start playing here, with I am in no way responsible for the amount of wild cards you have if you sit here and watch this. It does. It hits planeswalkers, it hits your opponent, it cleans up a lot of different things in a lot of different directions. I think I want to just play Midnight Reaper here. I think if they play a 3rd land and attack with Growth Chamber Guardian, I'm going to block with Tithe Taker. Because I'm okay with them spending their entire turn making their Growth Chamber Guardian bigger. Yep. Rude. Hoping to draw like Vraska here. Alright. Life's easy when you're good. Life's easy when you're lucky, chat. Life's easy when you're lucky. There is a chance they Chain Whirler us next turn. So like Chain Whirler would be a little sad, but that was still a good draw. I'll take it, okay?
Sometimes sacrifice is necessary.
I think I just pass here. Probably want to trophy this to keep her alive. Feels a little bit bad giving them a land. If they, like, rip a dragon here, I could be in a little bit of trouble. But I do think that this is what I want to do. Yep. Yeah, links are enabled in chat. Gengar, thanks for the 10 months of Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. That's gotta die. Unfortunately, Vraska's still down, but I want to just use my resources this turn to take the dragon out.
Back to the shadows. For now.
If this ends up being a gain 9, I think I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to play this and plus it. Just use my mana for the turn. Don't really want to burn Assassin's Trophy on this. So, like, even if they have another haste threat and they kill a Johnny, or if they have Collision Colossus, I think that's still a worthwhile exchange for me. He gained a significant chunk of health that way.
Strong, but my resolve is stronger. Now do you see the benefits of peace?
I'm gonna go ahead and kill this at this point. They didn't have an additional threat to commit last turn, so I think I just want to keep my Planeswalker in play.
Another scar, another memory.
Another scar, another memory. Poor Johnny. One love. Thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Deckmaster was working with other war cards. I'm pretty sure other people said it was working with the new cards. Risk factor Ral is messed up. Like, real messed up.
Strong, but my resolve is stronger. Now do you see the benefits of peace?
They have a Collision Colossus here. Status. Nice. Alright, I mean, they get to kill a Johnny here, but Othakaya puts us up to 32, so, like, we're just, like, waiting on Planeswalkers here. So, like, obviously they have, like, dragons and probably Kindling Phoenixes in their deck that are good draws, but, like, we have so many powerful top decks from here.
We must regroup.
Ugh. He says as he draws his 9th land of the game. 10th land of the game? 10th land? 10th? 11th land? Nice, Evan. Sure. That was mediocre. Alright, let's get Despark in here. Extra trophy. Tithe Taker's pretty mediocre against what their deck has going on. I think I'm actually in for Midnight Reaper. I think this build has enough life gain now that we can afford to keep that card in against even some of these more aggressive decks. Extra Vivien seems fine. This seems reasonable. I can maybe see an argument for Moment of Craving. Maybe we'll bring in Moment on the draw, because killing Growth Chamber Guardian turn 2 when we're on the draw is pretty valuable. Yeah, one of the things that's convenient about Arena's system, and I'm sure this is by design, is that the more decks you have, the more extra decks you like incidentally open. Like your N+1 deck in Arena is always cheaper in terms of wildcards for you to build than the nth deck was. Because as you open packs to get wildcards, you just instantly have more cards for other things that you might want to build later. And, like, Lava Coil on here is, like, not the end of the world, because our deck is just, like, full of must Lava Coil things, basically. Vivien Reid is exactly what we want in this matchup. Like, last game, we one-for-one the board a whole bunch, but then never had any real source of card advantage after our Vraska died. So, like, Vivien providing a steady flow of cards, exactly what we want to see here. I do use wine to run Arena, and no issues. Just using wine staging as always. If I play this and plus her to 6, and then they have a collision, this would be 8 minus 3, which would trample her for 5. I think that's fine. I'm gonna play this and plus it rather than kill this.
The wilds are my shield.
Almost a miss, not quite though. God bless. So snapping off a block here. They have Lava Coil plus Collision Colossus. Vivien dies, which would suck, but I think I'm okay with that. I guess Lightning Strike plus Collision Colossus does it too, because it says Trample. That doesn't quite kill my thing, so that's fine. So long as she gets to draw a second card next turn is all I care about.
So it's going to be like that, huh? Meet my newest friend.
Am I in for a land here? Probably not.
Not again.
Feeling like we're in a pretty good spot here. They've got 1 card left, and we've got 2 reasonable threats and 2 removal spells for their bigger threats. This play is loose if they have a Goblin Chain Whirler, or ends up poorly for us. They have a Goblin Chain Whirler next turn. But outside of a Goblin Chain Whirler, we're in a pretty fine spot. Get Vraska going. Probably play Tristani and then cash in one of the 2/2s to draw a card.
Being ruthless.
If they don't impact our board this turn, I might go Reaper into plus Vraska, sacrifice Tristani, draw 2. If they play out the second Growth Chamber Guardian, so they're playing out the second one because they don't mind if I down tick here because it gets rid of the Vraska, but I have a second Vraska in my hand, so like down ticking here is like not a big deal in the slightest.
Pity we couldn't have been allies.
Yeah, this was one of my favorites last season for sure, Tom. It was we We decked Sultai a couple of times, just like going long. We just ran them out of threats. It's like, has like a pretty good aggro matchup and can like grind reasonably well as well. Alright. Let the grind continue. I don't know, Babylon. Both those cards are definitely good in that deck. I think I'm gonna go up with this. This draws me 2, which is nice. I think I'm just gonna hold up Despark this turn. In case they play a dragon to pressure my Planeswalker. That's gross, Yaku. Alright, so... I think the plan here is Hero, Despark, the Scraggon, Hellkite, Vraska, downtick the Growth Chamber Guardian next turn.
It's not often I'm outmaneuvered.
Playing the second Midnight Reaper out might be ambitious. Means combat can go a little sideways for me. I don't know. I'm at kind of a high health total. Doggomatic, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday wherever you're at. Thanks for keeping me employed here with that.
I've come to me.
Yeah, Despark's really powerful. One of the things that gave this deck a little bit of trouble last season was Rekindling Phoenix. And Despark definitely helps solve that while not being a dead card when they don't draw Phoenix. In fact, I might even want 3 Desparks in this 75. Like, this third Kaya might be unnecessary because I have 3 Oath of Kaya now. I didn't take the 4/4 Guardian Turkey because the 2/2 could find another one. It's possible that I should add some moments to my deck here on the draw. We did get to Grixis midrange stay. Because you're subscribed, you can actually check the replay on my Twitch channel right now, but it will also go up to YouTube later tonight. I'm probably streaming for at least another hour, maybe 2 or 3 though, so it's not going to be up on YouTube for a bit. We did win game 2 there. This hand might be a mulligan. Oh, this is a good pickup. If you look in your Twitch alerts, it should show you who gifted the sub Plague Doc. And now I'll play Hero out, and then if they play a removal spell to kill my Hero, I'll be able to shock in a land and then Oath of Kaya to kill the Growth Chamber Guardian. And if they don't play a removal spell to kill my Hero and they make their Growth Chamber Guardian a 4/4, I can just start making 1/1s as blockers, which is nice. So we're going to 16, we'll shock to 14, the Kayas will put us up to 17. Perfect. JK, go up to 19. And then with this Vivien in our hand, this is probably worth at least 2 more points of life down the line. I think there's a good chance I want a 3rd Despark in the board. Yeah, this card wasn't really a card that I was like on my radar as being impressive, and then like I started playing some games with it, and I was like, this feels like really good. Because like people have to kill your Planeswalkers, so like it just like incidentally gains you 5 while killing something a lot of the time. The fact that it can hits any target is a big deal too, because it kills like opposing Planeswalkers.
this place apart.
Let's tear this place apart.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
We've not run into anyone playing the Immortal Sun yet, but one of the nice things about this deck is we get to play 4 Assassin's trophies, so we get to not really care about the Immortal Sun a lot of the time, even though... And Despark. Despark takes care of the Immortal Sun too. Yikes, that's so good. Holy gosh, that's good.
I've seen squirrels hit harder.
Huh. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna put another Despark in this deck. Awesome, Crazy K. Well, it's good to have you here. Is Despark better than Trophy? Yeah, Despark might be better than the 4th Trophy in the board. I think I like Trophy better in the main because it's more flexible. There's going to be matches where Despark is a blank. But as far as like cards to include in the 75, I could see Despark being better. So like, part of me wants to play Seraph this turn and try to block with it. But the problem is that like, if they have Lava Coil, I basically lose on the spot. I think I'm supposed to do this though. The problem with playing Mortify this turn is it doesn't set me up to be able to double spell next turn. If I don't get Lava Coiled, we're in an okay spot, which of course means we're about to get Lava Coiled. So now we're going down to 8, or down to 5, because we're taking 8. Hoping to draw Despark or Trophy here. Draw another land. This is another thing that's sweet with Oath of Gaia. It sacrifices to Vraska, which is awesome. Oh, Vraska turns this into a blocker too, which is nice. The pig was unfortunately kind of disappointing. So we are dead to Collision Colossus here. We're theoretically not dead to that. So dead to Shock, Lightning Strike, and Collision Colossus here. Because we're taking at least 4. Am I sacking the Oath of Gaia here? I'm probably sacking the Oath of Gaia here, right? Because there's no way they're attacking my Planeswalkers at this point. So I'd rather just have my lands. Oh, oops. I am now short a 1/1, so I have to trade these here. Didn't matter. Got it. Add the perfects. Alright, let's get another Despark in our deck. I don't know. Having another Despark probably doesn't change the outcome of that one. We drew a lot of lands in the last game, and they had 2 good ones at the end. I know we definitely went down in percentage. I think I might like a 3rd Vivien. I'm gonna cut this last Kai and put a 3rd Vivien in here too. The Grixis deck was kind of underwhelming. As we play more and more, I'm becoming less and less convinced that this set is going to save Grixis. Obviously, we need to cut a land for Despark, naturally. magic. This is where the magic happens. This is where the magic happens. London mulligan went. 'Cause we know not to keep this hand, right? If that 7th card was in our hand, we just mulligan to 5. But because we're on 6, we're supposed to keep this and scry speculatively, and then brick and die and not actually play magic. Man, it's really wonderful playing Magic Arena again, because Magic Online kind of sucks as a software, but like, getting to play Magic with the London mulligan all last week was so fantastic. It was so very, very good. Alright, so do I just assume they're playing Temur Reclamation and concede? I'm gonna discard Vraska Golgari Queen, because I don't think that tells them exactly what we're doing. Hey, Josh VC. I'm glad I spent wild cards and not American dollars on Nicol Bolas. Now I'm going to show them one more Vraska. I'm just like trying to figure out exactly what they're doing so I can sideboard accurately. Alright, sweet. That's all I needed to know. These Duresses as well. Othakaya doesn't do much here. It's a little bit of reach, but that's probably not good enough. I probably don't mind trimming Mortify, honestly. I wonder if that's the case. Like, I have Knight, 3 Despark, 2 Trophy, and then 3 Viviens. And then if I leave Kaya in, Kaya's a win condition eventually that also keeps Search for Azcanta turned off. I think I like that. I need enough creatures to actually kill them. You don't want to be like all disruption in matchups like this because like their decks draw so many cards that eventually they're gonna draw through your disruption. Alright. Hero into Oligarch. I boarded the oaths out. Flight forward unless you're incredibly delayed on your timing. Alright, well, aside from Fire and Cannonade, we're in a pretty good spot. Which means they're going to go Reclamation into Cannonade. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Alright, we got a lot of pressure here. If they can't clean up the board, the Despark can hopefully help keep them from comboing us. We kill them pretty quickly. The Lava Coil is actually kind of a good sign for us there, because Lava Coil implies that they do not have a sweeper. Since we drew Tithe Taker here, I'm going to go ahead and just wait and hold up Despark, because if I played the Seraph with the scales there, my opponent still wouldn't be dead on board, because I'd only have 8 in there at 9. Would you look at that? Bye, Felicia. So they're going to kill Tithe Taker. That's a weird card to kill. Like, killing Tithe Taker takes a similar amount of power off the table. Alright, sweet. B, aggressive. B, E, aggressive. Do, 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 do. Despark, Sorin, Othakaya. We got a number of new toys for this set, Bob. That was definitely one of our better draws there. It didn't have like Duress in it, but it had like a bunch of pressure. Oh, double Kaya kind of sucks, and the lands are awkward, but like the spells are good. The rest of the spells are good. That's phenomenal. Ooh, that's So if I Memorial on 1, I can't Tithe Taker on 2. I think I just Sunpetal Grove. I think I want to just get Taker down ASAP and start smacking them in the face. Perfect. Hey, what's going on, Anner? Happy Friday. All right, I have a Shivan Fire here. Yeah, the mouse over interface is fantastic. You actually, if you haven't checked it out on mobile recently, Anner, on mobile you can click through and it gives you a list of all the cards on the screen now and in the hands. It's quite fantastic. I think I just want to do this. It gets the most power into play. Unfortunately, don't currently have a way to kill that. And like, there's a little bit of gamble on my part when I was sideboarding, right? Like, these Kayas could have been Mortifies, but I decided to hedge Kaya because she's still soft remove search and she's a win condition eventually. I could definitely get punished for that swap. Now, they have the Reclamation here, but notably, they don't have any source of continued card advantage, so not too close to combo killing us just yet. That's a good draw. Bye, Felicia. Notably, they are currently missing triple red for Div Visit. Yikes. You can report Cincinnati for stalling if they don't have a win condition. I didn't just play Kaya and eat their chemisters there because they could have just jump-started it in response. Although, maybe I should have. This is like Expansion Explosion and we're dead. Yep. Oh, alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Dr. Leppy checking in for the 7th month. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Alright, this is the part of the game where we like cross our fingers, clench our butt cheeks, and hope our opponent is incredibly unlucky. Two times! Yeah, the notifications have been weird. Lava Coil's a good draw. Well, I guess they could have drawn that during their end step, right? Alright, put you did that on board. One more brick for me, baby. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. And that's why, like, that's why I often describe playing its Nexus as emotionally unsatisfying. You're just like, I don't actually feel like I really had a super big impact there. It's just like, well, my opponent bricked off, so we won. Yeah, they saw all of their reclamations and none of their expansion explosions. They lost to Solitaire, yep. It's a good way to put it. There's no double white cards in my deck. I think this is a keep. It's like, it's got 5 lands in it, but like one of them's a spell land. I really liked the Steamkin deck that we played yesterday. As always, if you're new to my content, if you head on over to my website and click videos, favorites at the top, I always tag 1 to 2 favorite decks each day. If you want to get a feel for which decks I've been liking, or not. That one's just gotta go, right? Opponent has firmly planted their flag. That is an accurate descriptor. Dr. Glovo, welcome. TGIF, thanks for keeping me employed here this month. Whatever time frame it is. Tajik, yep. Compared to other combo decks, well, the big thing that Reclamation does different than a lot of the other combo decks that, in my opinion, are less offensive, is that decks that are combo decks that are based around creatures tend to be a lot more digestible, because the way Magic is built as a game, there are way more ways to interact with creatures than there are to interact with enchantments and spells on the stack. The other thing about the Reclamation decks, and now Team of Reclamation doesn't explicitly do this, but Nexus decks do. The Nexus decks don't actually let you know you're dead when you're playing them. You have to like sit there and wait to find out if you're dead or not, which is also incredibly unsatisfying and tedious. The number of cards you have that interact are the big deal in my point. Alright, well, we both appear to be flooding. I think I'm probably gonna Memorial pick back up a Tithe Taker here. What, they're gonna like scry at end of turn? Just draw a card, sure. Yep. Woof. Hey, J-Bone, thanks for the tip. I just switched from Windows to Linux and used your tutorial for installing MTG on it. Very well written. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. And thanks for the Prime. Enjoy your magic on your Penguin-powered computer. Oh, we're about to get smushed. Spells are busted. Spells OP, please nerf. It's not been a good day for drawing a good mix of lands and spells. It's not been the best. I don't know exactly what they're doing. So, like, they have Aurelia, but I feel like their deck is probably a little bit lower to the ground than Aurelia, like, implies. So I don't think this is a Despark matchup, but I also don't think there's probably not a ton of things Moment of Craving kills in their deck. I guess it kills Tajik, and they're probably playing the 2/2 haste for 2 that gets bigger when they target it. So maybe Moment of Craving is good enough. Tristani's a little slow at the top end, so maybe like trim her and trim an Ajani and bring in a couple of moments. Again, the opponent's playing a bit of an unknown entity, so not 100% sure what we're boarding against here. Yeah, they played Feather last game. So they are 100% a Feather deck. Just like how big or small their Feather deck is remains to be seen. Like they could be a deck that goes further up the curve with like more 4 and 5 mana angels, or they could be lower to the ground playing things like this. I mean, it was neat to see Magic having like really high numbers at the Mythic Championship, but it's a lot like the viewer numbers a lot of the streamers they were boosting yesterday had, right? Like, we don't actually know how many of those viewers were organic and how many were bought and paid for, and like aren't actually interested in watching Magic and weren't actually watching the event. And I think, like, while I love Magic, and I don't plan to stream anything other than Magic anytime soon, if you, like, compare, like, the numbers the Hearthstone category had during their recent set release to, like, the numbers Magic has had over the last week, it's still night and day, right? Like, Magic's much bigger than it once was by, like, a huge metric, but, like, we're still pretty far off of what the big kids have been doing for a while. Just to give ourselves a healthy dose of reality. I'm actually going to go ahead and jump block here, because it lets me draw a card. I'm going to do this into another Tithe Taker here. I'm going to leave the token back. Their deck is definitely the beatdown in this matchup, so I just want to, like, turtle up, keep my health total high, generate positive trades and good card advantage for myself. So, they've always done that for Mythic Championships, -3 card, and that's not anything new. And the reason why they do that is because they don't give us individual metrics for which decks, which records players have in which formats. So it's hard to draw really meaningful conclusions from that data because that data is skewed by limited records. So the data they're providing for this Mythic Championship isn't new for this style of event. They could have a combat trick here. I don't know that I really need to keep Hero. I think I just want to, like, trade off the board here. Because, like, if I trade off the board here almost entirely, I draw 3 cards, lose 3 life. That leaves me pretty far ahead, right? I think potentially losing Hero here is, like, not a big deal. So I'm going to double block here. Mentor does use last on info. And then they're going to do this, and I'm going to Mortify. So I'm going to take a little bit of a hit on my health total here. But this basically allows me to punk my opponent into using 2 of their mana. So hopefully they can't commit anything else reasonable to the board this turn. I think I want a Vivien. The appeal to using Vivien this turn is then next turn I can Sorin plus Mortify, or like cast a creature plus Mortify, and like I have these as chump blockers. I don't think they have combat tricks that give trample.
You can't stop nature.
My health total's getting kinda low here, so I'm not gonna want to play this out right away, but it's definitely better than taking a land. Captain Jane Cobb, thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around here. was like, oh gosh, what 5-drop do they have? They just have a mentor plus a thing on here. What? Huh. So do I just say, yeah, that's fine? Is it crazy to just say, yeah, that's fine? I think I was gonna say, yeah, that's fine.
I always survive. You'll see.
I don't know, they shocked in their land, so it feels like they have a combat trick.
Consider it done.
We're stabilizing at 8-ish. Sorin and Vraska both going to start getting a self-dex turn.
Everyone is expendable, except me.
Feud or feast, your blood is mine.
Are none of the new cards working on Deckmaster? People said they were working earlier today. Are they not? Is that not the case anymore? I'm gonna hit with this because it gains me a life. Although I guess they can pump this up. They were working earlier, but now they're gone. Weird. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if I want this extra moment of craving. I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. I'm gonna run it back. Weird that it randomly stopped. It was definitely a server-side update, so I wonder if he had creator had server issues and had to roll something back. Hey, Ghosted, thanks for the biddies. Hope you're having a good Friday. This hand is just not good enough on the draw. It's all tapped lands. It doesn't have a removal spell. How long am I going for tonight? At a minimum, I'm going to be going for another half hour, 45 minutes. If we continue to maintain a sweet viewer count, I'm probably going to do one more deck after this. So, the problem with Hero in the previous standard format wasn't that the actual card Hero was bad. The problem was that the way you had to build your deck in order to make Hero be good made your deck not be good. So this was a Hero deck I actually kind of liked last season, and I think this deck does a really good job of being a good Hero deck while also not playing a bunch of cards that are kind of mediocre. I think rather than playing an individually weak card like Kaya's Ghost Form, I'd rather just play another good card.
At your service.
So, rather than play Kaya's Ghost Form, I'd rather just, like, play another Planeswalker.
Lend you my strength.
Or play another bomb of some sort. Feels like we're about to get run over here. Gideon's about to give us the business here. Yikes. Man, I had a couple good matches with this off stream, but we've just been getting mono beat up so far today. I feel like we got a little bit unfortunate a couple of game 3s, but like that one we definitely just got run out of. Our deck did not have the tools to be competitive there. And that's one of the tough parts about playing a deck that's trying to be interactive as opposed to proactive, right? Like, you need to hope your interactive pieces are going to, like, line up well into whatever they have going on the other side of the board. It's been a little rough, Chewy. How's the cumulative variance been? Yeah, I think there's gonna be something to the feather decks. They seem like they have a lot of good tools, and it's a really fun archetype to play. Those kind of like combat trick aggressive decks tend to generate really good games of Magic in my experience. We're owed a win. Yeah, we deserve this. Give it to me. Please give it to me. They took our trophy, eh? Does that mean we're about to see like a Thief of Sanity come down here? With the Vraska draw, I'd love to see a Thief. Wow, those basics are stunning. Bye, Felicia. This was a really good draw. Yeah, Despark was a solid upgrade for this deck, I agree. Hey, Shockley, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yes, path to exiling and effect like Gideon works as expected. Rude. I don't think I'm in a position to sacrifice lands, and Tithe Taker's text is like kind of relevant here. Niv Super Friends was a total dumpster fire. Total and complete dumpster fire. Silly opponent, you've activated my trap card. And like, again, the god comes back eventually, but it is gone for a while, and it is still a 1-for-1, so I think that's a worthwhile exchange for us there. I get to cash the Oath in immediately to draw a card with Vraska, which also is decent. The fact that Blaststone can't eat tokens is kind of a knock against it. The card would be a lot more powerful if it could clear zeros. You got me. What a powerful Magic card.
Pain is leaving the body.
I don't think this effect is particularly good. There's a lot of mopey creatures running around in standard right now, so a card that's like just an Edict seems loose. You can combo Blaststone to kill the zeros. How does that work? Alright, you have a Kifnet. I didn't even realize how late it was because I didn't hear the monsters when you came home. So if I smack them with everything, they block here. And if they blocked here, they'd take 12. So they're obligated to block one of my 3-power dorks if I attack with everything. So I think that means I just full smash here. They block here, they take 3, 9, 10, and go to 1. That seems pretty appealing. I could memorial back my Tithe Taker and replay it. If they have a removal spell here, this potentially goes sideways a little bit.
That's pretty.
It is pretty. It's like a real video game. Alright, they're down to 1. And then I think I'm going to cash in a land here. I've got plenty of those. Actually, I'm going to cash in a green-white here.
The ends justified.
Right. I'm going to pick Tithe Taker back up here rather than the hero because I'd like to have max afterlife creatures since my opponent's at 1. I want to, if they like sweep the board here, have 2 lethal threats left over.
Just send a lightning bolt to their face.
There's no lightning bolts in this format. It's very sad.
It was a joke.
Oh, I missed that Blast Zone is only XX to put a counter on it. Oh, this puts X counters at a time on it. This card's better than I thought it was. Huh. We're an okay-ish spot. So if they have land Ritual Assoot, they can crack this and then Ritual and clear my board except for Tristani.
How do you say that other card's name?
Which one?
The one that looks like random somebody smashed the keyboard.
Flip it. I don't know. I don't know. There's like, I'm sure if you like turned on every streamer on Twitch right now, you could find like half a dozen different pronunciations.
Looks like they just went.
I think it's supposed to.
Fibblethip?
I think it's supposed to visually represent going with your tongue.
Okay.
I think
it a person?
I mean that's the intention. It's like a creature. I don't know that. I don't know. Are homunculi supposed to be intelligent creatures?
It's a homunculus?
It is a homunculus. Yep.
He's a god emperor?
God Emperor Fibblethip. I think God Emperor might be inaccurate. So their blue-black control, does Despark hit anything? Like, there's no good blue-black planeswalkers, right? I guess they could have Ugin or Liliana. Like, do I want this Despark in my deck? A Johnny's text box probably isn't particularly relevant. Maybe I could board in Despark as a hedge. I guess it does take their Kefnet out of commission.
Is the new set the one that's all planeswalkers?
This has a lot of planeswalkers in it. It does, it like pseudo deals with Kefnet. So Kefnet still like flips back into their deck. And they probably have like Karn or Ugin. This is probably fine.
The artwork in this set is pretty.
It is. And the full art extensions on Arena are just really well done.
Who's that?
That is Liliana.
It's a new Liliana?
They're always new. Always old.
Is that new artwork?
Homunculi aren't intelligent, but can understand commands and have basic autonomy. So like a toddler.
Don't you think it would be fun to cosplay at Gen Con this year?
Cosplay at Gen Con? I don't know about that. Listen, I don't dress up for free, okay? Early Dreadhorde here without an answer. Oh, you know, I trimmed my Mortifies, and we saw Dreadhorde, so maybe I'm supposed to leave Mortify in. You're home!
Daddy, we're home!
What's up, dude?
I need blue water.
Oh, you need blue water? Mom will hook you up. You could dress up as Fibblethip.
Can you show me a picture of Fibblethip?
Huh, you know, maybe leading on Tithe Taker there was better because they showed us Edict. I don't know. I kind of assumed they were gonna board Edict out against my Afterlife deck, but
Say bye, Angela. Bye, Emma. That was pretty good. They love you, Dad. I love Dad.
Jeff should cosplay as pink hair Jeff from the last season of Hooglandia. Huh?
I'll have perished the thought.
I think I'm ditching this.
When I turned around and started walking back here, he's like, Mommy, why are we going back to the internet? Bye, internet. That's good. You're so nice.
I think I do this, and then I ship Tithe Taker into this because they trade and I draw a card, or they lose their Planeswalker, so I think this is a good exchange for me. Duress here would be a good draw. Am I ditching... I think I'm ditching the Seraph again here. The Vivien feels pretty important.
A mind is a terrific thing.
Do I need the trophy? I might not need the trophy. I'm gonna ditch the trophy and keep my threats.
Our contract is voided.
Who thinks they have a counterspell here? I feel like I'm supposed to jam the Vivien, though, because if they don't have a counterspell, they could Chemister's Insight. In general, you're supposed to, like, jam your must-answer threats ASAP, so that way they have, like, because if they don't have a counterspell here, and they Chemister's Insight, they're just incredibly more likely to have the counterspell next turn. They have a Liliana? Gross.
My armor. I do love a good death wish. I'll find a use for you.
Pretty punished for not, pretty punished for not, keeping the trophy, huh? This is a Planeswalker they could have two, so maybe I want more Desparks in my deck.
Smelly, but effective.
Yeah, the game choosing default actions for you is great. Liliana alongside Death Horde Invasion is really powerful. Really? They have a removal spell? Wow, they're letting me kill their Liliana? Did they miss that this was bigger? They might have another Liliana? I guess they get to draw two cards here.
Is enlightening.
Weird. Their hand must be better. I guess they're getting to draw even more cards here with the Memorial activation. Grixis control is oppressive. Why would they bounce that? Alright, that makes sense. Hey, Vorelli. Thank you for the 13 months. Really appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Alright, so they have like a negate here? Or they have another discard spell to take by Vraska? Alright, Duress is a good draw. What do you got? Commence the end game. Yikes.
Your life's about to do. I guess today's your lucky day.
I guess this attack is bad for me because this just comes back. Pressuring their health total is kind of nice, though. The board is thematically appropriate. I guess my line there does keep this from attacking me, which is nice. I'm gonna play this to start.
Sacrifices must
I have chump blockers for a while, but they have infinite life now, right? Because they're gonna get to gain 6 here. Yeah. Hey, Draconis. Thanks for the support. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Now, a question I have to ask myself this turn is, do I want to trade Vraska for the invasion? Or do I want to tick her up again to try and generate further value? I think I want to tick her up again. I feel like this is like the only thing I have going for me at the moment. And like they already have a 6/6, so like punished in a way. Oh god, that's brutal. I think we're pretty done here. They get to double contempt here. Alright, so they showed us more cards. You think I'm happy with the Despark? Yeah, I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. Turn it back. I mean, what's more enchantments? Just the Dread Horde? Like other than Dread Horde, did we see anything else? What am I forgetting? Ascanta, I guess. I don't know. I have a lot of ways to interact with enchantments right now. I do think this card is very good. They can't be countered clause is relevant in control mirrors, like makes a threat. Seems like it has a lot of things I'd be interested in doing. They're light on lands to begin with, and these Tithe Takers are going to make their Sinister Sabotage incredibly awkward. Alright. Alright. Sure. A phenomenal draw. Gets pressure into play and makes any removal spells my opponent draws less punishing. 5 power closes out pretty quickly here. Huh. I think I'm just okay with this trade. Like, this puts them to 2, and then this kills them in 2. There's, like, almost no way they're gaining life out of this. They're just dead to the flyer next turn, too. Hey, Malorus. Thank you for the 3rd of the year. Welcome back. Hope you're having an excellent Friday.
said not bad for a mouse.
That was interesting. They're dead to passing the turn. Yeah, probably. Ninja Bob, thanks for the 4 months. Don't you tell me how to live my life, chat. How's Despark been? Despark's been impressive. One of the things that Abzan Hero felt like it had issues with last season was dealing with Rekindling Phoenix, and Despark's a really elegant answer to that. I think we do all the cards in their hand look no numbers. Sure. I think we're on the perfect info. I don't remember. It's been 30 seconds already. The memory's glazed past. I really want to try this card inside of Black White Angels. This card seems just like patently absurd with what's it called? The angel that makes tokens when you gain 5 or more life in a turn. Seems very sweet with that card. I guess I could have been greedy and like let them thief me with the Tristani, but that feels like it's playing with fire. Resplendent Angel, yeah, that's the one. No, I don't think I played Predmate. Rather just play all good cards. Did they have 3 mana Teferi in play, hits Leo? Or did they have a Tithe Taker or something else that could make your counterspell cost more? Vomit. Yeah, the blue-red Steamkin deck we played yesterday was sweet.
Let me remind you to fear those born of darkness. Embrace the bloodlust.
The tokens are flying, but they're not flying. Arena, why aren't my tokens hovering? You're ruining my immersion, Arena. What is this, Magic Online? How funny would it be if they forget that these things have flying? Because they're not hovering. Hey, Bruce, thanks for the fun money. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I think they missed that these were flying because they weren't flying on the board. I think that, like, did you see the small pause there and they moused over these? Yep. Look at Jeff exploiting bugs.
You're just fuel for the fires of
Wow, we actually get to kill Angrath this turn because Tithe Taker plus Tristani is 4. Or they're taking my Taker. Yeah, that makes sense since I could kill Angrath anyways with the Sorin plus because Sorin deals damage to Planeswalkers. Alright, and just like that, we're right back into it. Don't call it a comeback. Surveil away, baby. I can pick up and replay Tithe Taker next turn, which is kind of nice. Actually, I could just get double Tithe Taker, but then this would die. Ooh, that's exciting. They left their card on top, eh? What do you got? I assume they were sandbagging that one. Or maybe they kept it on top and were planning to kill Tristani and just found a better target. Yeah, the fact that Sorin goes up +2 is a big deal as well. Like that's a lot of loyalty.
I demand servitude.
Apparently, opponent didn't want to pay their tithes. Othakai is probably not very good here. Imperious Oligarch, probably not amazing. I always go back and forth that if I want Duress against Grixis. Like, against more tap-out control, I don't think Duress is pretty good. Or very good. Johnny's been kind of lackluster overall, too. I don't know if I'm sold on playing a copy of him. I put one in here to be cheeky, and I think it's kind of been bad. Might just, like, cut him and put the second Vivien in the main again. Gosh, if Sorin could finish off creatures, he'd be totally nuts. His hand's like all good spells, and it's got 7 foil cards in it, so what's not to love? The green-red pig floops was kind of disappointing. I think if there's a pig deck out there, it's probably not green-red. The green-red deck, the green one with the pig deck kind of just felt like a bad version of the Warriors deck from last season. Yeah, I agree, Quaddle. That seems like a good summary for him. He's, like, okay against red, because, like, he gains life, but, like, he's only really gonna shine in a place where, like, +1 gain 3 is relevant. Like, he was okay against green-red aggro for us. I didn't really care about winning this match, but now I really want to win. Every time you beat a player who casts Unmoored Ego, an angel gets its wings, chat. Never forget. Never forget, every time. Every single time. I mean, if they name Vraska, I'd just get to draw 2 cards, right? Like, that's why this card is bad. It's bad because even when you name a card that's in their hand, you don't accrue card advantage. You're always down cards when you cast Unmoored Ego. And hey, look, now I'm going to cast Vraska and kill their thing. They named Sorin. Again, if you're a newer player trying to understand why I don't like this card, unlike, in my experience, a lot of people who really like effects like this are players with Hearthstone backgrounds, and effects like this are much better in Hearthstone than they are in Magic, because your deck sizes in Hearthstone are much smaller. In games of Magic, when someone Unmoored Egos and takes away one of your key cards, it's not any different than if you just didn't draw that card in that game. Magic, generally speaking, doesn't have decks like Shutterwalk, where if you take their Shutterwalk away, they literally can't win the game anymore. Well-built Magic decks don't function that way, generally speaking. I think I'm bidding this extra Vraska. So, one thing worth noting is this causes us to exile, so I can't just sacrifice one of these and get a token from it. Well, it's not even a very good sideboard card against combo, because all the good combo players with well-built decks in Standard are going to have ways to kill you in the post-board games. It is okay in more narrow formats like Modern, where the linear decks tend to have less backup plans in the post-board games. But on average, I think it tends to leave a lot to be desired even in that format. Yikes. If they have a Vraska's Contempt here, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Fobblethop. 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 Fobblethop.
Sometimes sacrifice is necessary.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to draw Seraph for the Scales or Sorin's this game, but I'm going to draw Tristani's and other things that attack and kill you. Yep, just dead. Like, if those Unmoored Egos had been cards that just, like, kill my stuff or interact with my board, my opponent's probably in a very good spot there. But because they spent cards that didn't take cards away from the cards that I have actively been drawing, even though they had a really good Cry of the Canarium there, they weren't able to actually leverage the advantage that they generated from that card. All right, let's make a couple of small changes here and then jump on into the last match. Jump on into one more match before we rotate decks. I'm gonna slide another Vivien into main. I think this Johnny leaves a bit to be desired. It gives me a sideboard slot. What do I want in the sideboard here? Were there other things we've been talking about? It's like an extra Knight of Autumn. It's a good flexible card. What about the other Ajani? I think the other Ajani is just worse than Sorin, now that Sorin's a card that we have. Captain Fireblade, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I was gonna throw an extra Knight in for now. Probably fine. We played previous iterations of this deck, did play the other Ajani. And I think Sorin fills a similar role, but does it better now. The fact that Sorin can get back, like, Midnight Reapers and Seraph of the Scales is a really big deal. Alright, missing a color, but we've got our couple of colors to start. We could just play a random Ugin. Ugin's, like, fine. I don't know that Ugin really solves problems that we have, though. Like, this deck doesn't have a problem answering various permanent types, right? Esper, Dread Horde. Okay, interesting. Wonder if they're a mid-range deck or something more controlling. Do we need more card draw? I don't think so. We have Vraskas and Viviens and Midnight Reapers. We have a lot of ways that pick up new cards when we need them. Man, this card protecting the zombie army from Kaya is kind of annoying. I think I just pass here. I don't want to hit them with this Seraph and then, like, have them draw a removal spell for my other Seraph and then hit me with their Thief. He's shocked in their 5th land. What do they have here? Sure. Oh, that's a biggin. I was like, that's not a big deal. It makes this bigger. That is a Dread Horde Invasion. Wow, why didn't they attack? Weird. Hey, Caperson. Thanks for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed. Yeah, it's a Bitter Blossom that goes tall instead of wide. It's an interesting design for sure. So again, can't exile their 8/8 because it's currently hexproof from this.
Look to see
And most importantly, this card gives their token lifelink when it attacks with 6 or more power. So like, they have a gain 9 on the board if they'd like. Or a gain 13. Gonna have a hard time racing them here. I'm glad we have the ability to grind them out potentially. It has Menace as well. Got it. Really looking for Vraska here so we could shoot this and then have Kaya shoot this. Trophy's like the same result, right? Oh, I guess I need to kill this actually, right?
not on my watch.
I think I'm okay with this trade. I think my board's wide enough that this trade is fine with me. Yup. Land is pretty good here, right? Eight, 14, 20, 23. Do I want to leave them the ability to hit me with Thief of Sanity? Do I want to leave them the ability to hit me with Thief of Sanity? I don't think that I do. I think I want to leave 2 of these back.
Better watch your back from here on out.
All right, so like Esper something. I don't really like Esper Dreadhorde. I'm not quite sure what to classify their deck as. Oligarch doesn't seem very good. Is Tithe Taker very good here? They didn't really seem like they had many instants, right? They were kind of a tap-out deck. Seemed like they were more of a tap-out deck. The Knights of Autumn, kill the Dread Horde. Leave an Oligarch in. This seems reasonable. I think I want the Oath of Kaya's because they're a Thief of Sanity deck. Want to be able to kill that card when it comes down. So they said no mobile plans for the future, but at one of their last shareholder meetings or their quarterly reports, I forget what, something like that at Hasbro, there was an image slide in one of their presentations that showed the arena interface photoshopped onto a cell phone, and like obviously it was like a marketing mock-up, but like I feel like it's on their mind. Esper Zombie. Yeah, nice Duress. Alright, sweet. Look at that. We cleverly left our non-creature spell on top of our deck. Very skillful for those of you taking notes at home. Did we see what white mana was for? We didn't, actually. That's a good point. We did not see any white cards out of them. Coffee Trash, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Dripping your Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate it. What if... Is it crazy to attack here? And then if they double block, I Oath and kill this? Maybe this is too aggressive. Maybe this is silly. I could just be too hurt from this hexproofing the 13-13 last game. Kinda punished for being aggressive with this. Yeah, the card games that do well on mobile, like Hearthstone or like the Warhammer card game that I played, generally speaking, they are games that the game design goes in with mobile in mind. Vetoed, eh? I think I'm okay trading 4 points for 3 points here. I wonder if they have Sword in their deck. We were talking about that being good with Resplendent Angel. I don't think you could play traditional, like, standard formats on Arena successfully. I think there's a good possibility they could use the Magic design space to create unique Magic formats that could play well on mobile, but like playing just generic standard or generic draft on there, while there are a variety of game states that will work fine on mobile, all of the game states will not. And for creating a pleasant user experience, it's really important that all of them work. I think you could probably, you know, if we wanted to make up random metrics, you know, there's probably like 75 or 80% of Magic games that are going to be fine on the cell phone. However, that last 20% is going to create a negative user experience, and that's not something that you want for your product. I think there's a good chance they could do something Steam-esque, where like you could have like your players log in from their phone, and like on the phone they could like draft a deck or like work the deck editor and see their collection and stuff, but just not have the full application. Or like I said, there could be some mobile only format that you could have people play. There's definitely money to be made in mobile, and they want a slice of that money, right? But doing it well is also important. All right, we got a couple W's there at the end. I don't know. I think I like what's going on here. my takeaways were I've really liked Oath of Kaya so far in my playing. Not only does it often trigger because people want to attack our planeswalkers, we've got a lot of good planeswalkers, but this being a random permanent that you could sacrifice to Vraska for value in the late game too is nice. Sorin kind of did exactly what I wanted it to do. It's kind of a more flexible Ajani. Ajani was never a card you really ulted. It's easier to cast because it's not double white for us, and it can get back things like Seraph and Midnight Reaper, which is great, in addition to making it swing life races heavily in our favor. One card that was kind of lackluster today, I'm not sure if I'm still sold on playing this many Tristanis at the top end. I could even see, one of the reasons why I never played more than 2 Midnight Reaper in the past was because playing more Midnight Reaper hurt our health total a lot. But with the addition of Sorin and Oath of Kaya, our deck has more ways to gain life in the main deck, so playing more Midnight Reaper to get value out of trades in combat doesn't seem as unreasonable because we have more incidental life gain in our deck now. All right. The big dealer's choice, and thanks for the quality content. Thank you for the 12 months, and thank you for the tier 2 resub, Captain Magar. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday and a great start to your weekend. Have a sword to go with your shield. Oh, you already had one. Are you sure this deck doesn't want Lily? I don't think so. Six mana is a lot of mana, and like a lot of the games I felt like I was losing with this deck have to do with like having too many expensive cards in my hand as opposed to like not having enough bombs.